And now for another episode of Confessions of an Online Psychic with your host, novelist, filmmaker, and authentic psychic, Dave Thompson.
Hey gang, Dave here. And tonight I want to talk to you about a subject that, even years after I've heard about it, is still talked about all over social media. It was a subject that I had heard about, and then I started researching back in 1997. What is it? It's Ascension. But what is Ascension, really? It's been said to be the process by which we humans will ascend to a higher level of existence, such as Christ consciousness, such as leveling up from 3D to 5D, etc., etc., etc. I've heard it takes things like DNA programming or putting programs in our system to make us do this. And some of that is correct, some of that is incorrect. And from at least my point of view, there's not going to be a lot of physical changes. This is an energy and mental shift. We're going to stay grounded in our own world. We'll just expand our awareness. But here's the thing, gang. It's being opposed by governments and power brokers and people in charge who wish for us humans to be subjects. And when we ascend and when we level up, we're going to see through their attempts to control us. I'm not talking about the handful of us that already know this is happening. I'm talking about all those other people that are like mindless drones. Today I was at a very crowded Home Depot, and I tell you one thing, the place was full of drones. But first, a bit of recent history about how I came to understand why this is needed. And I'm not talking about what I read about and experienced in 1997 and again in 2002. This is something really recent. Just several weeks ago, I had an interesting situation occurred. A client of mine had a lot of paranormal activity in her house, so she reached out to me and asked me what it could be. And I did my usual thing, which I do with anybody who's my client, is I reached out and I looked at her situation. She asked me what it could be, and I detected multiple beings. And knowing that she had been attacked in the past, which I stopped, I suspected that these new things were there to cause, if not outright harm, at least get her upset and frustrated. So, essentially, I blocked them from her house. I put up an energy barrier. Well, fast forward a few hours, and another friend of mine was also working with the same woman and tuned into her to see the same beings. But she went ahead and made contact. And they were not hostile beings at all, but some type of ET who were attracted to our friend and wished to give her an energetic tool to assist her in raising and healing her energy patterns. And I got to tell you, folks, she did it. She's been able to experience a lot of growth. In fact, they gave me, after I reached out to them and made contact, because I have more experience in contacting beings, I made contact. And they showed me how to raise my energy level to make it easier for them to stay in contact with me. And I was able to receive a lot of information. And then they led me to some material that was created on our own plane here that served to further illuminate who they are. They are cosmic beings who reside in a much higher level of energy existence. And after this contact, I'm finding their assistance in elevating my own energy has caused me to be able to assist other people in the same energy boost. They've given several people I work with these same tools. And they're using me to try to help other people and give them these same tools. So, let's talk about that ascension. And what is it? It's an evolutionary process by which we humans begin to live at a higher level, going from a dense environment to a less dense environment, like the evolution of animals are on our planet. Waterborne animals, plankton and coral, they were the first animals to evolve on the planet, then fish evolved, and then land animals. Now think about it. When we went from fish to land animals, the animals went from a dense atmosphere to a thinner atmosphere. And in our material world, all we see is our own world. For the most part, it's all we have known since birth. However, we have multiple bodies, our physical bodies. Then we have several energy bodies, such as the astral, the etheric, and they're all projections of an energy field we know as spirit. And with Ascension, we are evolving to have better contact with the other realms of reality, such as the astral dimension and the higher, thinner dimension we know as the afterlife, or 5D. For many, this is just being able to see and experience the astral via meditation or lucid dreaming. But for others, it might be a lightening of our physical bodies to allow us to interact with beings in the astral. And I have to tell you, all beings are going to undergo this evolution to some extent. And when I project into the astral, I make contact with beings we know as spirits, many of whom are used to be in physical bodies like ourselves. We project into these bodies in order to carry out specific tasks or to experience life in such a dense reality. We have to project into these bodies because it's the only way you can exist in this material plane. And other beings exist or live in those higher dimensions. They interact with us via telepathy or with dreams. This includes off-planet intelligences. And there are some ETs, for lack of a better word, who can skip across dimensions and distances instantly. They use simple energy projection to get from one planet to another. Now, some need to use ships as they're projected into dense vessels, such as our own astral plane. Now, gang, I'm a big science fiction reader and I write, and in science fiction, many writers have created species of beings who have evolved beyond the need for physical bodies. Classic stories have foretold submarines, jet engines, atomic weapons, so why not also cosmic beings? Our mythologies are full of stories about magical beings who, quite frankly, resemble these ETs. If this is a matter of evolution of our species, we have to understand the consequences and the responsibilities of this new evolution, and such as the ability to communicate with cosmic intelligences and the ability to use our minds to manifest anything we desire. But also this power can destroy. If a diseased mind begins to manifest their every whim, it will lead to chaos. However, for the most part, such evolution results in a more aware person, one who isn't controlled by fear. And there's a lot of chaos going on. They're trying to control us using chaos. It's what's happening right now. Some of us are doing our best to assist in this evolution, while other people and forces are doing their damnedest to hold us back. These people buy into the mythologies of a god with promises of a paradise when they die, if they do what they have been told. And these people are being manipulated by others to allow for horrendous acts and deeds, all in the name of controlling the rest of us. This is why some ETs have contacted people such as myself and others, and the idea is assisting us humans in this ascension process. Everything in our universe is interconnected, it's entangled, and what affects one person on our planet will affect all other sentient beings in the universe. This is the reason they're reaching out to us right now. But gang, it's up to us. There are no cosmic beings will be arriving to bail us out. No ships landing on the front lawn with a guy climbing out saying he's going to help. Now, I'm able to greatly affect someone's energy field from one side of this planet to another. It's not exactly 3D to 4D or 5D existence, but one in which we're able to access all the information that is available to us from the universe, and this includes zero-point power. It really isn't what a lot of others will have you believe. It's simpler, but it's also more complex. Oh, they believe they have to ascend, and they think this process is like going into a new dimension, like 5D space, where it's actually, we're going to be staying in our own space and anchoring here while also being able to connect with those in much higher levels. So, gang, think of it as playing the piano in a set key, let's say G major, all right? We stay in our key, but we're able to play notes on the higher register. We go up. We can start with the G and then we can go up if we need to. But the question is do you need help? And if so, can I help you? Well, we can talk about it. I can set up a brief one-to-one Zoom call and I can tell you if I can actually help you or not. I can read you briefly and see what is needed. So let me know. You can reach out to me either through this group or through my Facebook page or via my website, which will be a link below. And what I'm thinking this is going to need to be done is probably a series of readings. It's probably going to be a one-to-one thing where we'll work for several weeks in a row. As I have done some work with some friends of mine, what's been happening is that they will reach a certain vibrational level and then they will drop back a little bit. Quite frankly, the same thing happens to me. But then I have these ETs show up and they zap me. And when they zap me, guess what, gang? I can't sleep. I've got to shunt that energy off somewhere. But it's raising my energy. I'm finding a lot of things I'm wishing to accomplish can be accomplished. So reach out to me if you think I can help you, if you want to talk about this. I'm available. Go to my Facebook page or my website. Private message me if you want to, okay? So hopefully I'll talk to you soon. All right? Bye-bye.